Hello everyone, good evening. Bitcoin is on the rise once again after going sideways throughout all day yesterday practically and a little bit of price decay. And look at this perfect bounce off of the uptrend that we have right over here. It's all working perfectly according to plan. We did not reach our invalidation zone of 105,000. We stayed above 106 and we're currently at $109,533. That is great stuff. On our way right now to break our previous all-time high barrier, which was at 109,900. Was it this? It was not this. I'm sure it was not this. Can I change this? It should be whatever this level is, which is, well, okay, barely any difference. 109,952. Nonetheless, we are on our way up there, as I mentioned. After that, of course, we still have a resistance at 112,000. That has not changed since last week. We do have new pivot levels. Bradley, welcome. You want an autograph? How can I get you an autograph? Should I make merch? Do you want merch? I could release merch, write my autograph on a sweater or something, and then mail it to you. Drop Addy. Anyway, yeah, so 112K is still our first resistance for this week, this upcoming week, which I believe we'll be able to... I still think we will have good fundamentals this week, right? We do have some stuff coming up, which I'll discuss. Some economic data. We'll also have that Bitcoin conference. I think that's what it is, right? Bitcoin conference. We'll be having some great speakers there. JD Vance and Theo Loomis among the top. Oh boy. Yeah, right? I could make merch. I don't even know what kind of merch do I make? Do I just put my face on the sweater? That's kind of cringy, no. Maybe my name is not that significant yet. I'm not a big name yet. And hi, Moldy. No, I'm not rich yet. I still need this to go higher because the bull run is still going, right? This still has to continue rising. I still have my target set. I'll probably be taking profits at around 135k. Approximately around that level. In terms of supports, that is the level that we were at right over here, 107,000, which is not that likely to be broken, hopefully, as long as we maintain this. And yeah, practically yet. I'm not rich yet. So I will be soon, don't worry, once we do reach this 135k target. That's what I'm aiming for, very, very conservatively for now. Let me see. If we do drop toward downside, yeah, 105k would be our last support before I'd switch gears, right? A lot of people are actually calling this to be the cycle top, right? But I don't think so. I think we're gonna have like this super cycle, and we'll continue to break all-time high levels constantly as the months go on, and there's a lot of reasons why, which I'll discuss. And then I'm gonna buy you guys pizza. Yeah, I probably will with Bitcoins. We can make a pizza party. But Bitcoin Pizza Day already passed, so maybe next year, Buster. We'll see. Great, this is great so far, 1.73% up. I'll have a look at Ethereum, it's down 2.92, 2,562 is the current price. On our way for this resistance, which is 2,730, you could call that. Where previous highs, which we have 2 touches on the top part. This is crucial though. This is crucial because we do need to continue upward and break this resistance. Otherwise, according to what price action says, this would be a triple resistance at the top, and it's likely to start dropping from there. So that will be important to pay attention to, how Ethereum behaves at this resistance. What are you yapping about, Bradley? Reviewing the new BMW M2 CS. No, that's not what that means. No. I'm not a car guy, and you know that. The M2 is the money supply. Money supply, global liquidity in the world. More money is being printed around the world. More money will go into assets like Bitcoin, right? And it'll make the rich richer, like me. And maybe you, if you would invest like I told you to. Solana, look at this perfect bounce. That's great. We're still on our way up. 176 the current price, $2.66. Everything just kind of flipped around like immediately after Saturday's price decay. Just this morning over here continued upward. If you're wondering, did Jerome Powell trigger this? Spoiler alert, the answer is no. He just spoke at a university, said a couple things, and yeah. Won't that make Bitcoin go down? No, it wouldn't. Because look, if there's more money that exists in the world, more money will be going into Bitcoin, right? Because like, what are you gonna do with just so much Bitcoin? You're like, oh, so much money. Sorry, you're gonna be like, oh, I have all this money. What am I gonna do? Things will go more expensive. Not even just Bitcoin, right? Like the price of food, the price of gas, whatever it is. If there's just more money in the world due to inflation, yeah, like things are gonna go up to kind of compensate for that inflation. Bitcoin is the same thing, although Bitcoin is already, coded to always go up in price due to the scarcity factor that it has. There can only be 21 million Bitcoins ever, and people are going to want that. We already have governments, companies, institutions, banks, everybody wanting to buy Bitcoin. And retail interest is not even here yet. So just wait until the FOMO really kicks in, which I still think it has not yet, given like things like Google Trends. Bitcoin is still not that popular as it once was. Once it does get popular again, it's gonna explode. That's why I still have a lot of faith that things will continue going higher. And yeah, essentially, if you do have that excess money, you're gonna want to be like, okay, I want to start investing. I want to start saving up this money for when inflation kind of comes down, right? Deflation could happen, or stagflation, recessions. What are you gonna do during those times? Money starts becoming more important, right? So people want to save up for those hard times that will inevitably come. So that's what people are preparing for. In the meantime, though, they want to invest and buy into stocks or cryptocurrencies since it's still not as popular yet. It can get popular, will get popular. So, all that money will start flowing into all of this. And more money coming in makes price go up. That's all you got to care about. Don't invest in gold. Well, you can invest in gold. Still not that bad. It is, people do consider it a safer asset, but that's just a boomer mentality in my opinion. Because investing in gold, well, first of all, the price doesn't move up as much. It's not as volatile. You want to get something that is volatile if you don't have a lot of money. That way, you can make a greater rate of return. Because what do you have to risk? Okay, you're risking your own money, which, whatever, you're living paycheck to paycheck anyway, you'll recover that one way or another. With gold, you will get a return, but it's very, very minimal. And sometimes it can be negative as well. Okay, currency of the future, sure, but Bitcoin will also be the currency of the future. People consider Bitcoin digital gold, where it will continue to rise. No, but don't buy gold. Buy digital gold. All right, there you go. I mean, it's the same concept is there, right? That's all you really got to care about. XRP is still in an uptrend, although very, very shaky. It still has not gone under our invalidation zone of 224, so still considered in an uptrend in my opinion. Pivot level is what it's currently testing. Okay, Bradley, if you're going to talk about end times, like, no money will be worth anything in the end times, right? Like, why even have money? People will just be, yeah, like, you just want, like, food and guns. That will be the actual currency of end time. Nobody would want gold, right? Unless you're restarting civilization once again. You're the new Bradley. And yeah, Moldy is right. Like, it would take a lot of years to get rich off of gold. It doesn't go up as much in price. People just like it because it does go up. It's a hedge against inflation, and it's relatively stable, right? It's something that's safe because of that mentality, like I said. But Bitcoin is even more scarce than what gold will ever be. Bitcoin is 10 times less the market cap of gold, so we're still early in investing in Bitcoin. All right, whatever. Yeah, I think you get the point by now. Let me see this. XRP can rise to 242, I'm assuming this week. Should be simple. As long as we stay above 230, of course. That's important. 230. And let's have a look at SUI. 360 is the current price. It actually had a dip down to 344. Still considered it an uptrend, though. I did delete one of my previous uptrends that was like from here to here, because we started going sideways and a little bit lower from there. But we still have this other uptrend that it's maintaining. SUI will outperform a lot of altcoins. I still have faith in the project. They did undergo a hack recently. So, like, still though, they're still improving their blockchain. And yeah, it's just a small hack, honestly. It wasn't even like themselves getting hacked. It was one of their liquidity providers. So it's no real big deal. Like, it's still perfectly fine. So now still a great buying opportunity. This will absolutely skyrocket. And $4 is still our main resistance right over here. We do have a pivot level just from current close, high levels at around 370, right? Current price 360. So it's on its way back up. You see Bitcoin moving 1%, SUI will do almost 5 times that movement. You'll just see. We'll just wait until tomorrow. Things are kind of on their way up right now. Litecoin is at 96, currently met with its first pivot resistance. Maintained the uptrend very well. Yep, perfect. Coincided perfectly. And we should maintain this uptrend for the duration of this week. I am expecting, at least, because I still think there's a lot of good stuff that can come out from this week. And Cardano with a staggering 3.62% increase today, leading all the altcoins. It's met with its resistance at 76. Did this actually hit or no? Oh man. So I put a trigger order on Cardano on my main account. Right at this line right over here, because that's where I was expecting it to drop. This was like back in Friday, 2 days ago. We had a dip today, 4 a.m. We reached a low of, look at these decimal points, okay? Oh, 72725. I had my order at 72706. So by 0.0002 cents, my trigger order did not get filled, and it's already skyrocketed up, which is infuriating. But it's alright, I already have another position lower. Man, I could be making like, what's 3 times 3? 9% profit already on a $1,000 position. Times 0, oh, 1.09. Times 3. $270 is what I would be making if that actually got filled. That is unfortunate. It's whatever. What are you guys yapping about in the chat, bro? Buy gold? No. When can you donate money? That is a good question. I'm gonna go to my YouTube studio. There was this crazy requirement that you needed. Oh, it's my channel's first birthday? What? It's not my channel's first birthday. That is a lie. I've had my channel since 2015. It says it's 10 reflect. Okay, from my first video. Maybe that's true. Although no, I've had videos from way before, although I've either privated, unlisted, or deleted them all. So yeah, I guess technically sure. I've been doing YouTube for a year. Seriously. Okay, here's my eligibility for earning money. I need either 500 subscribers and 3 video uploads in the last 90 days. So I have 407 right now. I'm almost at 500, and this is for memberships. You can start donating, I'm assuming, that way. And one of the following is 3,000 public watch hours, which I have 3,900, almost 4,000. Thank you guys. And then what is this? For ads on my videos, I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, which I'm almost there. I said at 3,979, and to get 1,000, I'm still not even halfway there. I have 407 subscribers. So that's the analytics on my channel. And no, it's not from my first stream. I'm not an unk, Bradley. Chill. Let's see. Yeah, it was tariffs made everything go down, And tariffs also can make things go up. Well, pausing tariffs specifically. And that's also another thing that we're going to talk about right here. Why are we having this pump right now? It's because of this. President Trump agreed to delay 50% tariffs on the European Union until July 9. He said he spoke with Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the European Commission, requesting an extension on the June 1st deadline of the 50% tariff with respect to trade and the European Union. Trump agreed to the extension. He pushed it over to July 9 from June 1st, right? Says it was a privilege to do so. The commission president says that the talks will begin rapidly. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So, yeah, that is obviously bullish. Great stuff to see, and ultimately caused a rise in the prices, which I think will absolutely carry on till tomorrow. Right now, Asian markets have opened, so it seems like they are still purchasing. That's good stuff. Or maybe selling, I don't know. We're getting a bit of rejection right now in the 4-hour chart. Let me check 1 hour. Yeah. Obviously, we are met with a resistance, so this is just regular price behavior, and the liquidity that they have is not that significant compared to US market, right? So we'll see 12 hours from now how the market opens in the US markets. Now, this is another thing I wanted to mention. Jerome Powell was going to be speaking today, which was odd. Kind of shocking to see this guy speak on a Sunday at 2 p.m. Like, what is this all about? Really, nothing happened. Jerome Powell was speaking at a university today, so it was not like an official press conference, none of that. Everybody was asking him about announcing the emergency rate cuts, but it was just a speech at a university, so it was nothing major. If you don't know who this guy is, he's the guy that's in charge of either cutting interest rates or raising interest rates for the United States, right? And that determines whether or not we get, like, depending on how inflation is going, how economic data goes. That's why it's important to pay attention to economic data, things that come out on a weekly basis sometimes, right? Depending on what the data is, or monthly basis, yearly basis. And that helps determine whether or not we get a reduction in the interest rates or an increase in the interest rates. Increasing interest rates is bad because it kind of restricts money, makes money a bit more scarce. US dollar gets stronger, which if US dollar gets stronger, what is Bitcoin against? US dollar, so Bitcoin would decrease in purchasing power against the US dollar. That's one of the differences. But also the opposite can happen, and that's what we're expecting this year. We're expecting 2 rate cuts this year, which means interest rates should go lower. And when are we expecting that? We're expecting that by, I could pull this up here. And reducing interest rates is good for the economy. Well, not for the economy, but like just for assets like stocks, crypto, things like that. Because that's what gets the money flowing, right? We're expecting a rate cut in September and another one in December. 70% chance and 90% chance of those rate cuts respectively. For now, we have like 2 other meetings where he will just announce, oh, nothing's going to happen for June and July. But September, October, that'll be the first set of rate cuts. And then December, the second rate cut. All right, Bradley, take care. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, so he says he's made no comments on the economy or policy in Princeton's baccalaureate address, is what it says. So really nothing came of today's speech. People were just speculating like, oh, is he gonna announce something? No, nothing happened, unfortunately. So we do have a lot of stuff, of course, coming up in this upcoming week, right? Some economic data that can drive a bit of volatility in the markets. Tomorrow, U.S. markets will be closed. I just contradicted myself entirely with saying, oh, tomorrow's going to be, volatile. No, the markets are going to be closed for Memorial Day. I absolutely forgot. So for holidays and stuff like that, it's normal for stock markets to be closed. But, crypto market is open 24/7, but we still need that institutional volume to come in, right? Institutional investors being from banks and stuff like that. But if the banks are closed, they're not going to move the money around in the crypto market, whether that be to the upside or to the downside, right? So it could either go both ways, but it still should be fine for like basic price action if we're not getting much fundamentals going on anyway. Anyways, Tuesday we're getting consumer confidence data. Wednesday, FOMC minutes. That'll be important. Thursday we're getting GDP data, and Friday we're getting PCE data. This is, I think, the Fed's favorite inflation data, key metric reading, right? And also consumer sentiment data. Michigan. What is CB? I don't know CB. What day is this again? Tuesday? I don't see C. Oh, here it is. I can't even click on it. Come on. CB consumer. Okay. CB consumer confidence. Conference board. I guess that's what it means. All right, cool. I thought it was like a state or something. And MI, I'm assuming, is Michigan State, right? That should say on Friday. Michigan. Yes. Perfect. All right, cool. That's what we're getting this week. So we'll be bringing some volatility, except for tomorrow. And I think I'm just predicting this. It could be bad. It could be horrible, but still we're getting good stuff. Why? Because Las Vegas Bitcoin conference will be happening. This is just Justin Sun announcing it, of course. But yeah, the stuff that they could announce there, maybe, right, could bring some good volatility into the markets. But it could also be some bad stuff if nothing nothing significant gets announced. Like we're maybe, I don't know, I'm hoping the market is not expecting too much of it, right? It seems like at least the sentiment online on Twitter is not that like crazy over what's going to happen at the Bitcoin conference. Like we know we will be getting like Cynthia Loomis there. Maybe she'll reinforce her ideas and reaffirm everybody that Bitcoin is still a good thing and everything like that. But I'm just hoping that the market doesn't get too greedy with this stuff. Like they're going to start dumping because they didn't announce how they're going to purchase more Bitcoins or how they're going to add more Bitcoins to the strategic reserve, which already exists, by the way. So it's like, yeah, it's a bit of a coin flip as to what's to happen. But overall, it should be a good thing, right? Because it's a Bitcoin conference and we're getting US politicians going there. The government is going there, right? So we're getting that encouragement. We're getting that support from the government. So that'll be great. BlackRock, biggest institutional investor here, IBIT. They have their Bitcoin ETF, and they have not seen any outflows for 30 straight days. And they own 3.3% of all of Bitcoin's supply that will ever exist. These guys are playing it smart. They're the big players. This guy, Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, and of course, MicroStrategy from MicroStrategy, right? Biggest purchasers, and they will be among the top, of course. We have the Satoshi Nakamoto himself having the 1 million Bitcoins. US government is planning to propose that bill of buying 200,000 Bitcoins every year for 5 years, which will total to 1 million, plus the 200,000 that they already have in their already existing reserve. That would be 1,200,000 Bitcoins, which will be more than Satoshi himself. MicroStrategy is planning to buy, I forget what amount of billions of dollars. He's planning to raise more, right? To purchase, it's approximating to like 600,000 more Bitcoins, which would total 1.1 to 1.2 million Bitcoins, which would equate almost to literally what the entire United States would have in the future. Mind you, they have not started purchasing yet, but when they do, that's also going to be explosive, and I still think prices are going to continue going up because of that. So that'll be important. Sui, I also wanted to talk about their... No more stuff about their hack. That hack has already been resolved with the assets that they froze, and they're trying to recover all that stuff. It's still in progress, but they announced this. They dropped Zero Knowledge Authenticator, ZK. It aims to outscale Zero Knowledge Login, Plasma, and Lightning Network. They're just improving their database, I assume. Or maybe to freeze transactions quicker is what people are saying in case they get hacked again. That's pretty funny. XRP network crashes 95%. I wanted to check with Grok what this specifically means. Replies are citing on-chain data from XRP Scan and XP Market showing no such decline. Okay, maybe this is fake news. The current price as well contradicts this claim. Might be misinformation or exaggerated. FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt. Okay, so that's just fake news. Ignore this stuff. I thought XRP actually, like... It's not saying that the price crashed, but their network activity crashes, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, right? Fees will be much less because there's no traffic, but also like nobody using XRP. 95% of people stop using XRP. That's not good for the price. But no, it's fake news. We're good. We're good still. XRP will still be fine long term. If you want between XRP or SUI, I still think SUI is still, even at these prices, still going to outperform XRP. I compared these two coins, SUI and XRP, when they were both costing exactly $2.04. And I'm going to keep showing this example every time because it's just, I'm so happy I predicted it. SUI completely outperformed XRP. It rose to $4 and almost 20 cents, I think. XRP has only risen as high as $2 and maybe 50 cents. What is this? 265. That's the highest point it reached during this recovery phase, right? SUI went from $2.04. This is when I compared it right around here. And it just exploded all the way to $4.29. Imagine. Already doubled compared to what XRP could do. So that's why I'm still very bullish on SUI. Much cheaper, much faster than XRP. Oops, I closed this. India has now surpassed Japan to become the world's 4th largest economy in the world. I said that in the world twice, but yeah. There you go. Some competition going on over here. India now greater than Japan. I think it's maybe about time, and there's always been talks about India's economy, like on the improvement, or maybe from scams is what these people are saying. That's pretty funny, but yeah. Cool. And also with the announcement of, what's his name? Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, maybe announcing moving his iPhone factories from China into India to also take advantage of, I'm assuming, cheap labor and stuff like that. We know that Donald Trump does not like that, and Trump even called him out personally saying, hey, Tim, come to the US. I want you to make iPhones in the US. Not, I didn't put tariffs on China for you to move to India. Like, come to the US, please. That's basically what he's saying. Polygon co-founder, if you don't know, Polygon is this altcoin that it was great, used to be great. They used to be called Matic, Polygon Matic, but they've changed to just POL, Paul. They had a decent run, and I've actually started investing in it as well, now that we are practically bottomed out over here. I've made some profits, I've gotten liquidated, so it's kind of a love-hate relationship with Polygon. It used to give great yields back in 2021, like a 10% annual return. That was crazy. But that just makes it a bit inflationary as well. I'm pretty sure this is an inflationary coin. It is just another L2. It's a competitor to Ethereum, competitor to Solana, stuff like that, which we have a lot of at this point. Where is CoinMarketCap? Here. Polygon. Do I have to scroll? Here it is. Previously Matic. They also changed from Ethereum to Solana now to, you know, leverage Solana's ecosystem to improve that way, kind of, which it was a good move, in my opinion, but it's still not as popular, right? What was I looking for? Oh yeah, inflationary. Yeah, no max supply on this, so infinite. This is like fiat currency. It can inflate to 0. Right? But anyway, that's besides the point. I just wanted to give a bit of backstory on Polygon. This is the co-founder, Mihailo Jelic, steps down, becoming the 3rd co-founder to leave since 2023. Why are they leaving? That's just my question. Do they no longer have faith in the project? Was it a bad move of what they were doing recently, moving from Ethereum to Solana? I think that's the right move, though. But yeah, Polygon, your portfolio gone. HSBC debuts Hong Kong's first blockchain settlement service with tokenized deposits. Blockchain adoption is real. It's happening. It's happening around the world. Open your eyes. And it's happening in Hong Kong as well, which is great. Will they use XRP? What? That'll be important, actually. Will they actually be using XRP? No, they're working with Chainlink. Okay. Nice. That's bullish for Chainlink, right? And Chainlink I also still think is very undervalued where it currently is right now. Chainlink is supposed to, like, unite literally everything, so I still have faith in the project. Everybody does. It's just very undervalued, in my opinion. Can I go a weekly chart? It's not terribly undervalued. Like we've been through worse. This is through 2023 after FTX collapse, although I don't think we'll ever see these levels ever again, right? Unless something absolutely catastrophic happens, of course. This was okay. 2024 pump. It wasn't even as high as it went in December. That's interesting. Okay. Dude, we still have a lot of potential for Chainlink. Let me check. Stop that. What is this percentage rise to here? 100%? Okay. I mean, yeah, $15 to $30. You can 2x the money. I'm not going to say guaranteed, but, you know, the high chance is there. And even higher, I still think. Were we higher in 2021? I completely ignored 2021. We were. That is crazy. 52 from 15. That's more than 4x. 240%. Yeah. Yep, possibilities are there for Chainlink. Still very bullish, in my opinion. Great. Conor McGregor, popular UFC fighter. This has always been a thing, right? He has been hinting at a presidential run in Ireland. That's where he's from. And he also pledges to put Bitcoin on Europe's balance sheet, if elected. Of course, I don't even know when is Ireland elections? 2025, November. Okay. That's coming up soon. And do we know the candidates? Ireland elections candidates. 2024. Come on. Irish presidential. Okay. You have to be 35. You have to be citizen of Ireland. I mean, I think we get the point. Oh, here's some names. Peter Casey. Conor McGregor, professional mixed martial artist and boxer. He's going to be an independent party. Okay, cool. Well, we shall see. I really don't know what his politics are, but I do like the fact that he's adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet. This just goes to show world adoption is still happening. We already have El Salvador doing it. USA is already doing this stuff with Bitcoin, of course. We've seen United Arab Emirates, Saudi people. We see Pakistan already, leveraging CZ, ex-CEO of Binance, to, add Bitcoin and crypto to their balance sheet as well, right? Reserves. Maybe China gets involved, right? They already have 195,000 Bitcoins. They just need to, start this race with the United States, and man, things will absolutely start exploding. And now we have Ireland, of course, joining in here. What else? Who else was going to add? Maybe Argentina. There was a bit of talks about that. I'm trying to think, is there any other country? There probably is, and I'm just forgetting. I think Nigeria or some African country was also going to be maybe considering adding Bitcoin. Anyways, that's besides the point. We also have, this is what I wanted to talk about, M2 money supply. Not the BMW thing that Bradley was mentioning, but here, we're still making new all-time highs as of right now, and this is going well into August, by the way. And I've already explained the concept just earlier in the stream. More money existing in the world, it takes time, right? There's an offset of 82 days, and you see this correlation with Bitcoin's price chart, which is, I'm not going to say impeccable, but it's 70, 80, 90% of the time correlating with what we're seeing in Bitcoin's price. We even saw this dip over here that correlated, and, next movement seems to be explosive. Could be happening this week, right? If you pay attention to this line, that's going into June, and this is the last week of May. So we should be hitting higher levels by the beginning of June, as per the M2 money supply chart. Of course, this could go wrong. This is not like an accurate predictor, full disclaimer, but it gives you a general idea as to where things are headed. And that's all you should really pay attention to. Don't even look at these prices over here. Just look at where this is pointing to. It's pointing upwards. For how long? For months. We're going into yellow. We're going into August. And why is it yellow, Bradley? I don't know. The guy just decided to pick yellow. So accept it. And yeah, it's just to distinguish the differences. I mean, what are you asking for yellow? Like the shading? The shading is just pointing toward the upward trajectory. Let me read what it says here. Just put in a new all-time high. Bitcoin continues to follow it like clockwork. Social sentiment, still somehow not convinced. that the recent Bitcoin all-time high breakout, along with retest and holding it as a support, is extremely bullish. That is true, because we have been seeing that with Bitcoin's price action, right? Matter of fact, we're about to break 109, 110 again very soon. We're on our way up there. No other Bitcoin metrics are overheated. CBBI is at 9. There is a lot more juice left in this tank. A lot. What is CBBI? What is this? Bitcoin index utilizing advanced real-time analysis of 9 metrics to analyze stage. All right. Yeah, Bitcoin is supposed to follow this trend. What is this? Okay, it's literally just from something that guy probably invented, honestly. Because there's literally nothing else, and it's only Colin Talks Crypto. That's all. Full, of course, full... What do you say? Reference, full... Credit. Full credit goes to this guy for sharing these charts and explaining how it works, of course. I was going to show something else, but I forgot. Bitcoin conference. Oh, finance lot. Remind me, finance lot. Matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. Just to show, like, what other people are saying. They're expecting this, literally this. Elliott waves, first of all. Cycles. They're thinking that we've already topped out, but I really don't even like how this looks. First of all, this is on a logarithmic scale, which I hate. And then they're trying to predict like cycle tops based off of movements like this. And of course, coincidentally, where we are right now is hitting what they're expecting to be this year's cycle top. And they're expecting a sharp drop down once again, as it has happened for every other one. Elliott waves are showing waves that start 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 being ultimately the highest, which doesn't even show here. What? Most people were saying, okay, let me go to a weekly chart. Can I even draw Elliott waves on this? I hope so. Let's have a look. This is 2024? Yes. Okay. This is what a lot of people were saying at the beginning. Okay, hold on. It's probably around here. Waves, Elliott impulse wave. Okay. So wave 1 was something like this is what they were saying, right? Wave 2, which is supposed to be higher. Wave 3, which dropped us down here. Wave 4, and then wave 5. That's where it ends. That's what most people were expecting. But I think this is a bit flawed, and that's why I don't really like it, because it's subjective. Anybody can have their own interpretation of how it works. What I would expect is something like this. I don't know. Okay, we'll start with the low point. First wave could be this, and I know that may seem like an exaggeration, but the second and third wave, like, it makes kind of sense where we are right now. That would have been our fourth wave, and our fifth wave is where the cycle top will be, and I'm expecting this to be like all the way up here. Something like that. This kind of looks overstretched. Like we weren't necessarily beginning our uptrend around there. Something like this is what I'm expecting. Not like the first thing that I showed you where the top would have been here. Because then what does this even mean? Right? Like we're up here once again. And then of course there's the reverse version of it where you go downward. But I think that'll be by the end of over here. I still think we've got a lot of room left to run. I still think this will carry on until like September, October, November. Right? 2026, I will expect there to be a bear market, crypto winter. Just cyclically speaking, I honestly don't understand why fundamentally, but it's something that I'm going to prepare for just in case, right? You will never be able to accurately predict where the exact cycle top is. So, you know, that's just one thing to keep in mind. But this is what I've got in mind for now. Hence why I have disregarded this. They're expecting the 14-year cycle like to end like that. Coincides with parabolic support turning negative, and that Bitcoin will never go any higher. We will see. And that is all I'm going to say about it. Bitcoin conference. Yeah, Michael Saylor is going to be there. Ross Ulbricht is a guy that got jailed for making Silk Road, which is where the FBI seized all that Bitcoin, all those assets, and they currently hold as the strategic reserve. He got jailed, but he got freed by Trump. Trump pardoned him. JD Vance will be there, vice president, and Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. This is Trump Jr. Cynthia Loomis will be there as well. It'll be great, right? And Jack Dorsey, I'm assuming, will be there. I don't know about it. This is the Twitter founder, if you don't know. Yeah, we shall see. All right. And that's happening May 27 to 29, I think it is. When is Bitcoin conference? It will be on Las Vegas, and it will be, yeah, May 27 and May 29. So get your tickets. Don't get your tickets. That stuff is expensive. It's probably not even worth it. I don't know. If I had the money, I probably would go, but no. Still no. I'd rather just invest in the Bitcoin itself and double my money in a month. No, not in a month. It's not happening. Yeah, and then next week, June, we're getting non-farm payrolls guaranteed, yeah, for the month of May. That's 2 weeks from now, 1 week from now. Well, next week, Friday is what I mean to say. It's difficult to tell time around this week. All right, cool. That's all I have for news and for analysis. That'll be the end of the stream for now. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for the 407 subscribers. Keep them coming. Hope you enjoyed, of course. Hope you learned something new. Like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll have, hopefully, continuation of this up movement. And no US stock market open tomorrow. I have a lot of doctor's appointments tomorrow anyway, so I'll be fine. All right. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye, Bradley. Bye, everyone.